You've heard it before. The journey of 1,000 miles begins with one step. It's so simple, but yet we think it's got to be complicated, or we try and complicate it.
This can all be cliche, but it's really true. Little things that you can do consistently over time have a big impact on your voiceover career.
And today, we're giving you a bunch of what would seem small tips that have the potential to reap big rewards.
Here are tweaks you can make to help propel your voiceover career.
This video is for talent who've been at it for at least a year or more. If you're new to VO, take notes because you'll be able to utilize this at some point.
This information is so valuable that we could actually create a course from all this info and put it up on provoiceovertraining.com.
But we didn't because we wanted it to be free to you. We've done a lot of the homework for you here, making sure it's correct and coming from the right people. What's up? I'm Mike.
And I'm Heidi. We run the Atlanta Voiceover Studio and provoiceovertraining.com, where our mission is to equip, elevate, and inspire you in your VO journey.
Going to be a lot of talk about the business of VO in this.
With as many phone calls and emails that we get over the years, this is one statement that comes up.
Getting into voiceover is so expensive.
But if you think about it, is it really though?
Yeah, it can be, but not as much as other businesses though. And remember, you are starting a business.
If you wanted to be a doctor, you'd have to devote 7 years of college, med school, not to mention residency. And how much debt does the average medical student come out of school with?
A lot. Want to be an engineer? Could take 4 years and more if you want to get your master's degree. Or what about becoming a lawyer or pharmacist?
You get the idea. Factor in that some colleges are more expensive than others and...
Oh, wait. Will you have to take out loans?
Or if you're working while you go to school, but yet not able to pay as you go, then you'll be in debt when you graduate.
After anywhere from tens of thousands of dollars to $100,000 or more. Oh, and there's no guarantee that you'll get a job right away.
Then you realize that spending anywhere from $1,000 to $5,000 to get training, learn the craft and techniques of voiceover, get a demo and invest in your home studio.
Now it doesn't sound so unrealistic, does it?
Yes, absolutely. And it's still a lot of money. We understand that.
But here's where you must train yourself to think like a business person, an entrepreneur.
Make decisions based on whether this or that will be good for your voiceover business. Ask what the return on the investment is, or an ROI.
Will a certain class or demo or workshop or whatever be worth it? Will it enable you to move forward in this career? Will what you potentially get out of it contribute to your voiceover goals?
Like acting, VO is a creative endeavor, and you've seen bad acting, right?
Or maybe it was the writing.
Or maybe that actor could have developed the acting abilities and trained better.
Like acting, there are tangible things that you can do for your business, even above the training, and that's what we're going to be talking about today.
Classes and workshops you take, are you investing in the craft, learning the techniques, the trends, how to take direction, knowing what you're doing?
Take investing in your home studio, giving yourself that future down-the-hall morning commute.
That's giving yourself the tools and possible opportunity to work from home as you book things. The ROI from your small investment can reap large rewards for your overall voiceover business.
And keep in mind, unlike training that can be ongoing, purchasing and building out your home studio will most likely be a one-time purchase, unless you want to upgrade eventually.
Yeah, and we want to help provide some ideas on the stuff that you can do for free to up your VO business game.
We've upped ours, so you can up yours.
For those subscribed to our Atlanta Voiceover Studio newsletter, in January we gave a VO challenge, 1 a day for 30 days.
Talent were then able to take that day's challenge, tweak what they needed to, and then felt confident that that part of their voiceover business was taken care of.
There was a feeling of accomplishment at the end of the 30 days, and we got some great feedback from it.
So we thought we'd share the challenge here with you.
Keep in mind, some of these will be basic and super easy.
We encourage you to take notes though, because we'll be sharing a bunch of nuggets to help you.
These challenges will cover the mental, financial, social, technological parts, and more of your VO business. Okay, I have to admit, I love using January as a time to clean and organize my computer desktop and files. Honestly, they can get a little out of hand. Sometimes my desktop is a version of the don't open the closet door.
It's like that scene from Friends where Monica won't let Chandler open the hall closet because it's stuffed with too much stuff.
Yeah, with organizing the desktop, you can do this at any time, which is why we mention it first.
We both hang on to our voiceover auditions and book gigs throughout the year, so we choose a time either at the beginning of the year or whenever works best to simply go through and delete them.
Here's a great process to help you delete, keep, and organize files. 1. Delete all auditions past 30 days ago. This used to scare me. I booked jobs I auditioned for a year prior, so I don't want to trash an audition in case that happens.
But every job we've booked through an agent, the client has always had our original auditions, so if that happens, we can always ask them for it as a reference.
The only exception we'd make is that if there was something you auditioned for that you really wanted but didn't book, you may want to save that until the project is aired so that you can hear your audition compared to the final product.
It may give you helpful insight, and there was one time that Heidi was really glad she saved an audition from earlier in the year.
Yeah, it was actually used in the final commercial without my knowledge or payment, and my agent didn't even know.
That's only happened once in her career, and none in mine, at least so far as I know.
But we realize your personality may not have it in you to delete everything. So if that's the case, here's a workaround.
Get them off your computer and simply transfer them to a thumb drive labeled with the year. For me, if I book an audition, I'll usually keep the original audition, move it to a file I set up just for that booking. So then if I do the session and keep the SourceConnect backup recording, then it's already in a folder within my agent, with whom I booked it, their folder.
Boom, easy to find. Here's an example of where Mike would move it. That's just to give you some ideas, but the overall gist is to make things easy to find.
We know it depends on different personalities, but the less you have as clutter, the better. I'm the type of guy who's neat, but I do have physical piles. I like them. I know what's in them. But I find when I put it all in order, I do end up liking it even better.
Same goes for your computer desktop. And if you get ambitious, then go into some of your folders and do a cleanup.
2. For book jobs, save them to a separate thumb drive altogether. Bonus points if you use a label maker to mark that thumb drive.
Oh yes, speaking my language. You may be safe deleting book jobs, but we always save ours just in case. I have several clients who book me for projects like once a year, and I like to pull up what I did the year prior just as a reference.
Plus, you never know if you can utilize those down the road in socials. Like if you find the final, you can create something that's a voiceover before and after type of deal.
3, make sure the most important files are easily accessible and found.
Meaning anything you get asked for frequently, like voiceover demos, W-9, invoicing templates, W-4, I-9, stuff like that, all should be easily found and accessed.
Maybe make a folder just for them on your desktop. Up to you. At the beginning of the year, we'll fill out a W-9, sign it, scan it, and save it. As long as it's the current year, we've never had anyone ask for one with the exact date of the job.
Oftentimes your agent will actually keep one on hand as well, so it's good to send one to them. And then that'll just save you time from having to upload one every single time that they ask.
And it'll save you time when you have numerous clients asking for it. You got it and can send it quickly.
Number 4, declutter. I'll also go through all my files and get rid of that screenshot I had saved of that error message I took to show my website manager, or that meme that was relevant at the time, but now, well, who remembers why it was funny?
And finally, number 5, every file should have a folder. I make sure there are no floating files.
Like every party has a pooper.
Every file should have a folder. And sometimes folders are fruitful and they multiply and they have baby folders.
No, don't be that person. You don't want to be that person.
Don't.
The point is to do what works for you, but simply tidying up like this can actually help your stress levels go down.
Looking at a tidy computer desktop is like walking into a clean house. It just feels so good. And that's your VO challenge tweak number 1.
Tweak number 2, update or create an email signature. That is all. Thanks for coming by.
Gotta give 'em more, dude.
Okay, your email signature not only will look professional, but it's functional.
It provides important information to potential clients, your agent, and is often the first glimpse into your brand.
Don't have an e-sig, as the kids are calling it these days.
Gosh.
We'll walk you through what to include and how to create one. And if you do have an email signature, look over it to see if you need to update anything.
What to include in an email signature? Your name,
What you do, or tagline.
your website,
Phone number. And for this one, it's really up to you regarding your comfort level. But with the speed at which things work in the industry, we always want our agents or clients to be able to access us quickly. If we're not looking at our email, then they can always reach us by text or call.
You should also consider including your SourceConnect ID or other preferred connection that you offer,
Include your business or social media handles.
your pic or branded graphic.
And we also suggest you hyperlinking your website and the social media handles or graphics.
Some other things that you could add: recent clients you've worked with, a specific link to your demo or demos, detailed home studio specifications, a quote, or a testimonial.
We prefer to keep ours nice and simple. Your website can take care of all those other things. You don't want to overwhelm anyone or make them search through a mountain of text and graphics to find your SourceConnect ID.
No one is going to take all that time anyway. We've also had agents tell us that they thought too much in someone's email signature meant that that person was hard to work with.
Now, we don't necessarily think that's an indicator. To me, it just communicates that that they're trying too hard. And that's why we think that whatever is clean, simple, and easy to navigate is best.
Okay, how do you create an email signature? Well, there are paid options, and then there are also free options. And who doesn't like free?
Oh no, I like free.
Yeah.
I got mine from this first place, HubSpot. The more I go on this site, the more I like it. It has a few options for you to choose from, and it's really easy. Just kind of plug and play into their email sig generator, and voila.
PicMonkey. It seems like I'm always on there creating something. But when it comes to their email signature creations, you can use the free version if you're wanting to create something a little more artsy.
Canva also has a free version if you want to use your imagination and are in a creative mood. And if you find this is fun for you, take your time with it.
Mail signatures. What I love about this is that you can choose your email provider and it'll automatically adjust accordingly. Adding your personality into your e-sigs is a great way to describe yourself without saying a word.
If you feel like dropping some coin or plastic or digital, you can also use Fiverr. Now, we don't recommend using Fiverr as a platform to sell your VO services unless you're able to adhere to the GVAA rate guidelines.
For me, there were so many free services for email signatures that I wanted to pay an actual graphic designer to do it. I loved the end result and it was really easy.
And that is tweak number 2. Okay, now we're heading over to emails.
Daily, we get bombarded with emails. Some we want and some we don't, and others that are on the fence.
Do I really want to keep getting these emails?
I don't want to miss that code or the 10% off in the off chance that I need something from there.
Down the road, a year from now, yeah, we get it. The fear of missing out on a sale or whatever is what those types of subscriptions bank on.
But by the end of this week, you'll feel so cleansed. Just make sure you're not unsubscribing to our newsletter at the Voiceover Studio.
Don't do that. As voice talent, we must constantly monitor email for auditions, client requests, booked jobs, etc. And if you're an on-camera actor, then you get even more.
An extra email can be distracting. I tend to send my newsletter signups to a separate account, but some sneak in my work email and I need to purge.
It's something that always falls to the bottom of our priority list, so this never gets done.
So, is there an easy peasy way that you can unsubscribe without going to each email, scrolling to the bottom, and trying to find the teeny tiny unsubscribe button at the bottom?
Yes, you can.
Oh.
There are a few online tools to help, but there is one that Heidi found where you can sign up for a 7-day free trial that works great.
It's called Maelstrom, maelstrom.co. You just put in your email information, it'll populate your emails, and then you choose which one you want to hit unsubscribe.
And like all free trials, there are limits.
Yeah, but I was able to do what I needed quickly and without any issues.
And while we're on the subject of unsubscribing from newsletters, we have a newsletter that you can subscribe to on the main page of our website at atlantavoiceoverstudio.com.
And we really do hope that you subscribe because we designed it for 2 purposes.
To give you free and helpful voiceover tips.
And to let you know about upcoming classes, workshops, and events that we have going on that can help your voiceover career.
We created it to always add value to your life, so you look forward to receiving it, get a lot out of it, and that it would help equip, elevate, and inspire you in your voiceover biz.
Like us, you're busy and have a million things going on, so we wanted our newsletter to be valuable and helpful. In fact, if you ever email with a question or challenge that you've been having, I usually think, oh, that may be a really good newsletter.
And that's because we want the tips and topics to be things that you as a voice talent are dealing with. So always feel free to reach out to us and we'll help if we can, or we'll forward you to someone who can.
That's tweak number 3. Purge those email subscriptions. Trust us, even just a matter of deleting them over and over again, that takes time. And that's time that you could use your brain power elsewhere.
Besides dusting off your equipment, something I need to do. Why does it get dusty so quickly?
It really does.
Yeah. Besides dusting off your equipment, we asked James Younger, home studio expert.
And he also teaches our Learn Adobe Audition and Learn Audacity classes at atlantavoiceoverstudio.com and on provoiceovertraining.com.
And he also does private coaching to get your home studio in tip-top shape.
Just look for his page for private coaching and you can always schedule a session with him to troubleshoot any home studio issues.
Anyway, we asked him what we could do that we normally don't think to do for our home studio, but is really helpful. Take inventory of your home studio equipment.
This is really helpful in several ways. Number 1, when your client, agent, website builder asks you for a list of your home studio equipment, it'll be easy just to copy and paste.
Yeah. 2, homeowners, renters insurance. If something happens to your equipment.
Number 3, helpful to know how long you've had the equipment. So here's what you do.
Make a list that has the following: name of equipment, description, where you bought it, if you know, might still be under warranty, the serial and model numbers, and the date of purchase and price.
For homeowners or renters insurance, they'll need photos, so take some quick snapshots of your microphones, interface, computer, cables, stuff like that.
Get out that old flip phone and take those pictures.
No.
So make sure you send the information and photos to your insurance company and then put it on the policy for coverage.
Another great thing to do for your home studio is get backup equipment.
Yeah, since we're basically required to be engineers in the world of voiceover, it can be really helpful to have some backup equipment in case something fails before a session.
And it actually happens more often than you think. We understand this even more owning a studio, equipment that's set up perfectly and then one day,
Kaput.
boom.
Yeah, it happens. Better safe than sorry. Get the backup when you can, and yeah, we know it requires money that you might not be able to spend right now.
That's okay. Personally, I've only dealt with a faulty mic cable so far, so it's just something to think about. Maybe toss around saving up for one backup piece a year.
Yeah, the top 3 things to have on backup are a mic, an interface, and mic cables. And we recommend you go with Mogami.
Here's a list of equipment that we recommend and why for all different types of budgets. kit.co/pro voiceover training.
Yes, it is an affiliate page, and yes, we make a tiny little bit of money off those purchases, but they're all at good rates, and if you're having to get equipment anyway, we thank you in advance because it helps us keep this channel up and running.
When you do get your backups, you don't need to get the exact mic or interface if it isn't within your budget. For example, if you have something like a Rode NT1 for a mic and a Scarlett Solo,
Then it might make sense to get the same equipment for consistency's sake. But from what we've seen, what tends to go out are microphone cables first and foremost.
but better safe than sorry. Clients don't want to wait when they're paying for time.
My microphone's a U87. My backup microphone is a U87.
Mine's a U88. Boom. Nailed it.
Better than a U87 mic.
While we're on the topic of home studio, let's talk software.
I may be the worst updater on the planet. It's like an automatic
bad.
response when I see a pop-up that says update now or remind later. It's always remind later.
And to be honest, some of those things are okay to bypass. Like I never update my Mac OS unless I absolutely need to. Adobe and those operating systems are like teenagers in love. On again, off again.
Once again, we tapped James to help walk us through what we need to update with regards to software. Number 1, update the drivers for your interface.
How? Google the brand and model of your interface, followed by the drivers. For example, Focusrite Scarlett Solo drivers.
The first pop-up suggestion should take you directly to the manufacturer website where you can find the drivers for your specific interface.
Now you may need to follow a few steps to indicate what exact model you have. Just follow the steps and download the drivers to your computer.
Next, number 2, update your DAW. For most DAWs, you can just go to Help, check for updates, for updates, then follow the prompts, and your is now up to date.
Side note, the saying, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, applies here. If you're not having any issues or quirks with your DAW,
Then skip this. I hope this is the last time we say DAW. But if you are having any kind of compatibility issues or quirks, then it might be time to update it.
For James, he says it helped fix a ton of issues for his students and himself. And if you need someone to help guide you in your home studio setup, tech, and sound treatment, you can go here on AtlantaVoiceOverStudio.com, our site, to schedule a time.
Or head to provoiceovertraining.com and check out the Home Studio Treatment On-Demand course to help treat your space.
DAW. It's awesome. So we touched on your home studio, but what about your travel rig? Do you even have one?
It's a tale of 2 stories.
Riddle me this. One happened to me as I was headed out of town for the weekend. I left late on Friday and was turning Sunday, so I didn't book out my schedule because it was just over the weekend. But on the way there, I get an urgent audition from one of my West Coast agents for the promo voice for the new Price is Right.
They specifically asked her to audition, but they needed it in the next hour and a half. And where were you?
I was on the road driving.
Didn't bring a travel studio, did ya?
Nope.
What'd you do?
Well, I found a Best Buy, I bought a USB mic, and I did it in my car in the parking lot. I didn't book it, but taught me a valuable lesson that did help me book a job later.
So set the scene for everybody.
Okay, I was auditioning from the parking lot of a hospital while it was raining. Since then, I always carry a USB mic for my phone in my purse. That way, I'm never without my mic.
See, that's the silver lining. If you have the right perspective, you can use these as teachable moments for yourself and realize that not booking one is not going to kill your career.
Another story is when a talent recorded a book job but then left out of town. They needed him to re-record a line, but he hadn't brought his travel studio and they ended up having to recast him.
Yeah. Now, please know that in no way are we endorsing always being on in your voiceover career. Vacations and breaks and those boundaries are extremely important.
Right, but we do need to keep in mind how quickly this industry moves, and just by being prepared, we can avoid some of these issues.
So take a little time today to plan your travel studio, and we'll help you noodle through it.
What will you use to edit on? Laptop, iPad? It's coming. Make sure you have a ready to go for recording on whatever device you'll have available.
So are you going to use your day-to-day home studio equipment, or will you use separate travel gear?
If you use your day-to-day home studio equipment, it's worth the investment to have something you can carry it all in. Test it out beforehand, make sure it fits.
We have this huge duffel bag that we keep our mobile PVC pipe travel booth in with all the accessories, and we've also got sound blankets from vocalbooth2go.com. It's hefty, and we usually take it when we drive somewhere.
If you're using separate travel gear, go ahead and pack it in a go bag. Now, what will you use for sound absorption?
If you're traveling by car, you may be able to do the mobile PVC pipe booth like we do, but if you're flying or have limited space, then utilizing the classic ironing board, blankets, and pillow fort in the hotel is just fine.
And what accessories do you need? Source Connect? Gonna need to pack that iLock too. Pop filter, mic stand, tablet for reading scripts and editing, computer, you get the idea.
Checklists make it easy to reference when you're packing to go, and it's one less thing to worry about.
Okay, that's part 1 of business tips and tweaks to help propel your VO career.
We talked about organizing your desktop,
Creating or updating your email signature,
purging your email subscriptions,
taking stock of your home studio inventory,
updating your software if you're having issues.
and prepping your travel studio.
We'll have part 2 dropping soon. That's going to cover tweaking your social media profiles for best results as a voiceover talent.
If you like this, please hit like and subscribe so you don't miss the next one.
We hope this helps spark some inspiration for your voiceover business. These are the types of things that we usually don't think about.
Until we do. And then we jotted down to remind us. So there's no better time like the present. Just knock it all out now.
And if you ever have any questions, you can always reach us at AtlantaVoiceoverStudio.com or ProVoiceoverTraining.com.
If you sign up for our newsletter at the bottom of AtlantaVoiceoverStudio.com, it comes out each Monday and always includes useful tips to help your voiceover career.
We have our podcast on Apple or wherever you like to go to listen, as well as other videos up here on this channel that are free resources to help you learn and grow.
So we'll see you next time.
I love dogs.
I know.
And if you'd like to continue your voiceover training, specifically learning how to record and edit in a DAW, digital audio workstation, then check out the Adobe Audition class we have on demand at ProVoiceoverTraining.com.
It's the most thorough audition class we've seen, and we have other DAWs there and are adding more soon. It's on demand and you'll always be able to access it. Plus, we always throw in bonuses.
Or if you want to learn in a class live via Zoom, go to AtlantaVoiceoverStudio.com, look under Classes in the menu bar for Learn Adobe Audition or Learn Audacity.
And keep checking back as we're always adding more to help you in your VO journey.